Hello, my name is Mallory. You're watching GCTV. I'm here at the Greenfield Library with Francesca Passiglia, the teen librarian. Welcome.
Hey, thanks so much for coming to the library today.
No problem. What inspired you to become a teen librarian?
Well, I've always wanted to be a librarian, and you're giving me the giggles. When I was a little girl, I organized all the books in my bedroom like it was a library. I put library cards in all of them, and so it's something I've always been obsessed with. And after I started working here, I was asked to start developing teen programming, and I totally fell in love with it, and I'm in love with the teen room, and I love the kids that come here, and yeah, I just really like my job.
How do you approach building relationships with teens in your library?
I try to just be really consistent. I try to be an adult in their lives that shows up and is here for them, and they know where to find me. And I try to listen and pay attention to what different teens are interested in so that I know what to talk to them about, or if I'm planning programs or ordering materials, I know what they're interested in.
What are some of the most popular programs or activities you offer for teens?
Anything with food is popular. So a lot of my programs include pizza. A program I did a couple summers back, and I should do it again, was an Oreo tasting program. So we got all the Oreo flavors, and then we did a blind taste testing. So everything was numbered, but they didn't know what flavor was which. So they'd go down the table and try like a quarter of an Oreo, and then at the end try and guess the flavors and vote on their favorite. That was a successful one, but we did it another time with Pop-Tarts, and they all taste the same. Yeah.
How do you select books and resources that resonate teens and young adults?
I ask my teens for help lots of times in selecting books and resources. Sometimes they'll suggest a game to me, a video game they might like to play, or a board game, and I'll know, okay, somebody's going to play that in the teen room. I have a teen advisory board, and we meet once a month, and that's a group of teen volunteers. And sometimes I will give them book lists and have them help me choose the books for the library. I also pay attention to bestseller lists, and I talk to other teen librarians.
What challenges do you face in engaging teens with reading and library services?
It's hard to get teens to read because they're already busy, and lots of times they're reading for school, and it's hard to get them to just, take a little extra time to read a book. But I'm always telling kids, like, my favorite thing to do is read before I fall asleep at night. It's much better than staying on your phone. It's better for your brain, and it's relaxing. So I try to do special displays. Right now I've got a lot of creepy books out for Halloween. Sometimes I will use prizes to get teens to read. In the summer, we do summer reading challenges, and you can earn ice cream. So I'll try whatever I can to get kids to read.
Can you share a memorable success story from your work with teens?
I think the room that we're standing in right now is probably our biggest success story. This room was designed by a committee of about 30 teenagers. And so everything you see in this room, for the colors on the walls, to the furniture, to the activities like the games that we have in here, this is all because the group of teens created a survey and shared it with all of their friends. So this room is built out of the feedback and the passion and interest of like hundreds of teens.
How do you incorporate technology into your programs for teens?
I personally am not the biggest fan of technology, but my teens really like it. So we do have a lot of video games in the room. We have virtual reality headsets. We have a Nintendo Switch. We have gaming computers. We also have drawing tablets, which we haven't started really making full use of yet. We have, what was the other thing? Oh, robotics. We've got to start using our robotics equipment soon. Yeah.
What role do you think libraries play in supporting mental health for teens?
I think libraries can be a really safe space for teens and a very neutral space. So if they've had a stressful day at school or things aren't going so great at home, hopefully they can come to the library and find a quiet space or somebody to talk to or something to distract them or just make them feel better.
How do you stay informed about the latest trends and interests among teens?
That's a tricky one. I pay attention to what teens are paying attention to. So if I was to go on TikTok, I would only watch little videos of cute cats, and that wouldn't help anybody. But I pay attention to what, like, I have my own teenagers, so I pay attention to what they're looking at online or on TikTok, what TV shows and movies they're into, and then I build programs around that. Like for a couple of years ago, I knew the Barbie movie was going to be big, so I just based everything on Barbie for a summer, and it worked.
How do you foster an exclusive environment for all teens in the library?
An inclusive environment. That's tricky. I think it kind of just works on its own. I've been really proud of the teens that come to the library because they have all different backgrounds and different interests, and yet sometimes they come in this room and like two kids that you'd think are total opposites sit down and they work on a puzzle together, and it's really great. And I think it's more the teens that make the choice to come here are just inclusive by nature, and it's been really nice.
What partnerships have you developed with local schools or organizations to support teen programming?
So since I very first started this job, I've done something called Library Club at the high school, and I remember you coming to that a long time ago when you were still there. That's with Miss Pollock, who's the high school librarian, and I go over there once a month, and we develop programs with the teens. We have a Comic-Con happening in a couple of days. We do book-to-movie nights. We do a lot of stuff. And then sometimes I have people from the community come here, and they want to do a teen program. For instance, Bella, who's behind the camera, is going to start doing a TikTok Tuesdays program. So she's going to come in and make little movies around the library with middle schoolers and teenagers.
Oh, that's cool. How do you measure the success of your teen programs?
That can be tricky sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a program that I think is going to be successful and nobody shows up. So I might try doing it a few more times and eventually it catches on. Usually I measure the success because I can tell that kids are having a good time and they don't feel like they were forced to come in here and sit through something. But it's always tricky. Teens, sometimes it's hard to read them and understand if they're enjoying themselves or not.
What advice would you give to teens looking to make the most of their library experience?
I would say definitely come in and say hi to me. I'd love to meet you. Don't be shy, or if you're shy, that's fine too. I mean, anything's fine at the library. And also, you don't just need to limit your visit to the teen room. You can go anywhere in the library. We have all kinds of neat nooks and crannies. You can bring a coffee in if you want, as long as it's a covered drink. We have laptop vending machines. We have all kinds of stuff. We have a maker space, so if somebody wants to just come in and draw or do some origami, they can do that. But I would say come in with an open mind and be ready to explore and learn more about the library.
How do you envision the future of teen librarianship enveloping in the coming years?
I think teen librarians are a pretty new concept. Like when people come here, sometimes they're confused. They're like, why is that even a job? But I think teens really need their own space in communities, and I see this as a position that's growing. More and more libraries are getting their own teen librarians, and I think it just helps teens have a sense of community and feel like they belong in their town and like they're appreciated.
That's cool. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.
That was
and
weird.
thanks for watching GCTV. See you next time.
Yay!